Fancy lad.
Fancy lad.
Fancy
Podcast,
lad.
fancy lad.
Fancy lad.
Podcast, gonna talk to my friends. Gonna share a
Fancy
thought.
lad.
Gonna have a laugh. That's what I
Fancy
thought.
lad.
Fancy lad.
Fancy
Fancy
lad.
podcast. Fancy lad. Fancy lad
Fancy
podcast. Yeah.
And we are back.
Oh, baby. Yes, we are back.
Bubby man.
Bubby, baby man.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Rubber bubby, baby, ducky, bath time.
Ducky.
Tubby?
You're not thinking Ducky Lassick, are you?
Dude, I am thinking Ducky Lassick. You know, all day, all night, I'm thinking Ducky Lassick.
If there's one thing that makes me think that we're back,
Mm-hmm.
it's Ducky Lassick.
One of the greatest, one of my top 5 fave fouls.
Oh, don't get me started on fouls. You know, refs, they're blowing fouls all day long.
Dude, I've seen it. I've seen it in the fens.
Yep.
I go down there, see a few refs just blowing fouls.
Just blowing fouls left and right.
And the fouls are like, honk, honk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a silly goose.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Honk, honk.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Deanily do.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, needless to say, it feels good to be back on the Fates Led podcast.
That is needless to say. I don't even know why you would bring that up.
Well, I just like to say what I feel.
Well, that's good. You know, that's good that you're expressing yourself.
Mm-hmm. NWA taught me to express myself.
And, you know, Big, so I gotta ask, because usually we have a guest that asks this, when can we see the video?
Dude, I wish I had an answer for you.
Soon.
I really did. Soon for
I mean,
sure.
who knows? They may see the video by the time this is out.
That's true. I mean, it's all sent away.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't heard back.
Right.
So,
Which is a good sign.
that they haven't responded.
That means everything's good.
Or it means they had a day off.
I mean,
And they haven't checked the video yet, and it's complete shit. And they're not going to put it up.
but either way, it's good.
Either way, it's good. Because, you know, at the end of the day, if they don't put it up,
Mhm.
we'll put it up.
Oh, man.
I don't give a shit.
Dude, we'll
It's
put
going
it
to
up.
get fucking seen.
We'll put it up so fucking hard.
Exactly. It's going to get fucking seen regardless.
That's going to get fucking seen irregardless.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Regardless and irregardless.
So, what have you been up to now that you're done with the video and you have all this free time all of a sudden? 100% free time now. Nothing else you have to do because the video is done. And you
Well-
have no other responsibilities.
I would say that I'm actually trying to run the company and make it a successful skate company, but
But you don't want to lie.
I don't want to lie.
Right.
That's not true. I actually did take a day off yesterday, and I biked to my mom's house, 15 miles.
Yeah. You biked to your mom's yesterday?
Yeah.
In Norfolk. Wait, no, where she live? No,
Medfield.
okay, we'll bleep that out. We don't want anyone knowing about Casabella.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, that place is fantastic.
Well, that's where she lives in Medfield.
She lives at Casabella?
Well, the same hometown.
Oh, okay. Because my parents in Wakefield live at Casabella.
That's weird.
Well, I mean,
Because that's not the same town that Casabella's in.
No, but it is Bella's house.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Casabella, I get it.
Yeah.
Tom has a cat named Bella, and Casa means house, and it's Bella's house.
There you go. So you do get it.
I do get it now that you explained it.
So you speak Italiano. Oh, shit. Speaking of
Yeah,
Italiano.
I also fucking speak clown shoes, which that was fucking clown shoes for me fucking cracking a fresh fucking beer in your face, bro.
Dude, that's a Clown Shoes brand beer right there?
It actually is a clown shoes brand beer.
What do you mean actually? They always are.
I know.
100% of the time.
100% of the time.
What kind is that?
This is actually the Mango Culch.
So that one is, so it's actually Clown Shoes and it's actually the Mango Culch.
A 12-ounce can of Mango American Culch.
God, I love the 12 ounces.
Oh, they're so good.
I mean, I love, oh, let's get the sip. Let's hear the sip.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Wow. You can just hear how fresh that beer is.
Oh, God. It
That
tastes
is
so fucking good.
fucking
Tastes so
delicious.
fucking good.
That's fucking delicious.
Yep.
That's fantastic. I'm jealous. I wish I had a freshie to crack into, but I already cracked into my here, Little Crispy Crispell.
Tall boy.
Yeah, it's a tall boy, Little Crispy Crispell.
Yeah.
Gotta love him.
I actually bought a 4-pack of the Tall Boy Little Crispy Crisp Ale while I was at my mom's.
Really?
And that's a true story.
So she's selling clown shoes out of her place now.
Yep.
Nancy, you rapscallion.
You son of a gun.
Well, I'm glad she's found something to pass like any free time, you know? Just selling Clown Shoes brand beer. Out of the old APT.
I agree.
It's hard not to agree with that.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of agreeing with things,
Mhm.
I've had a few people write in some advice for Bigzo.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm fucking serious.
Dude, are we on the verge of a fucking segment right now?
Dude, I think we might be.
All right, cue the theme.
All right, here we go.
I'm a pinball wizard and I got some advice for Bigzo.
All right, so here we go. Here's our first advice for Bigzo.
Let's hear it.
Bigzo, you said that you're the preeminent authority on impossibles. You should film more impossibles. Much love, Edward T., Garden Grove, California.
Okay, well, you know what, Edward? Maybe I should, but the thing about it is just something like that is just that, like, impossibles are just, they're too easy for me.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
So I think that at the end of the day, it's like, I like a challenge.
Right. And it's not so much doing the impossible, it's more just dictating whether or not that's an impossible.
Right.
That's not an impossible. Which, I mean, that's out there for the public to be able to see for themselves. It's
Yeah.
all in the wrap.
Exactly. Like I said, the more vertical, the more it is an impossible. The more it stays to your foot, the more it is an impossible. But, you know, like I was saying, for filming a trick, I like the process.
Mhm.
I enjoy the process, and I want the trick to take me at least an hour.
Oh, yeah.
So if I'm going to go to the Prudential 17,
Right.
I'm not going to try an impossible because I know I'm going to do it
there's
first
like
try.
5 minutes. Like,
Yeah,
total.
exactly.
Yeah. First
not
5
even worth
minutes is just like having to stop because so many people are coming out of California Pizza Kitchen
Right.
with their large, it's like, you know, gluten-free barbecue chicken pizza with uncooked red onion on it. Not a bad pizza.
Exactly.
Not saying it's a bad za.
So does that address his advice? I mean, I'm taking his advice. And I'm
Right.
taking it with a grain of salt.
So you're going to try to film more impossibles.
I mean, I'm going to keep it in my mind, and I may or may not try to film more impossibles.
I mean, you could just do an entire part of impossibles.
I could, easily.
Or just film a trick tips.
I could.
And, you know, although the number one tip for that trick would be not to do a 3 shove.
And the number one tip for that trick,
Mhm.
because I'm all about the tips,
Oh, I've heard.
is to learn pressure flips.
Did you learn pressure flips before impossibles?
No, but
It would have helped.
it would have helped for sure
That does make fucking sense.
because it's the same exact setup. Anyway, you got any more? Or is that the only one?
No, that's all the advice we have for Bigzo.
That's literally all the advice you had for Bigzo.
I mean, I have plenty of advice for you, but I'm just trying to take like listener submissions now.
You said some people have written in, so one person wrote it.
No, other people have written in, but it's like, why waste it all on one segment?
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Fair enough.
this isn't. You know, we can't just give out all the fucking juicy deets right off the bat.
Right.
You know, gotta save some of that.
Well, that's great to hear, you know?
Yeah. But hey, I do want to thank Evan D for sending in that awesome advice for Bigzo theme.
Oh, that was Evan D.
Yeah, it was Evan D. Oh, you know Evan D.
Oh, you didn't tell me that was fucking Evan D.
I wanted to keep it a surprise.
Dude, I'm all about the D.
I know, and that's why I wanted to keep it a surprise, because I wanted to see the full excitement. Oh, yeah. No, there it is. There's the full excitement right there.
Yeah. Dude, yell exit Evan D.
Yeah, yell exit Evan D.
All up in this mug. And I just want to tell you, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
now, you haven't seen this yet, but because I was going to post it today, then I realized that you had to, the whole process of posting it. I recorded a live version of Nancy Gives Her 2 Cents on my phone,
Oh, really?
which will be uploaded to the Patreon
Oh, wow.
in real time.
Oh, my goodness. And that's going to be exclusive for the Patreon viewers.
That's going to be exclusive for the Patreon viewers.
And only the ones with current active accounts, not the ones that have deleted accounts.
No, and I got to say, now that I've been posting on the Patreon and we've been losing thousands of followers,
I know, that's kind of weird how that happens, right?
yeah, I thought that the people were going to enjoy that I was posting on the Patreon, but now that we've been actively losing thousands of followers, I'm starting to think it's your fault.
Oh, it's my fault.
Yeah.
You think it's my fault because on one day you decided to post several clips to the Patreon,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden we lost followers.
Yep.
Okay, so that checks out that it's my fault because it's the one time you decided to contribute to the Patreon, people started to leave.
Oh yeah, as if like I don't do anything, as if I'm just, sitting around, sucking on my thumb.
I mean, I tell you, when we're recording, I need it out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't. It's hard to head it out all those suckles.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, now that we're talking about the Patreon, I want to give a yell exit out to Abe Marr, the rum ham man himself.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a patron, but his good friend Gumbo is. And, I just wanted to throw that little yell exit out there for him. Say it's a little special birthday present. I don't know when this episode's going to air, so I don't know if this is going to be past the birthday or before.
Mhm.
Who knows? So, as I said, Abe, I hope this makes it in time for your birthday. And also, Abe Dubin, I'm not talking about you, bro. I know it's not your birthday. I'm talking Abe Marr here. And I'm talking Marr spelt like Johnny Marr. That's M-A-R-R.
Mm-hmm. Guitarist of Modest Mouse.
Yeah, exactly. Guitarist of Talking Heads.
Really?
Yeah, Nothing But Flowers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, that's why it has, like, the best guitar part.
Damn.
It's so good.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Absolutely.
You know what? Speaking of learning something new every day,
Mm-hmm.
I was going back. I was reading some of my old Big Brother skateboard magazines.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you learned something new?
Yeah, I learned something new.
That's weird. So you've had these for a long time, but you've just decided to learn from them.
Right. 20 years in the making.
Better late than never.
Yeah. Because I never actually read them before, and I learned that it was a skateboard magazine.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
I had them.
That's weird.
I didn't look at them.
That's weird. Well, even if you look at them, it's like most of the skate photos are just kind of like there's like happens to be a skateboarder in there,
It's true. I gotta say, I was floored.
Are you okay?
Eventually, I got some help, but for a while there, I was sitting on the floor for like a good hour saying, "Help! I've fallen and I can't get up."
It's kind of like, help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up.
Never heard that one.
That's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, I think. Is that Secret of the Ooze?
You know what?
It's in the opening scene. Don't worry about it.
I was a big fan growing up, but I haven't seen those in probably 20 years.
So I guess it's fair to say you've lost your way.
I've lost my way for sure.
Well, I mean, as long as you can admit that, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
My mom just gave me a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like child sweatshirt that I will give out on the podcast. I will ship it to anyone on the podcast listening right now if they give me any reason to.
Yeah. So if you have a child, and let's say first, this better be your child. You better not just have a child in your possession. I mean, actually, you know what? Either way, that's really none of our business. So if you want a child's size Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles attire, is it a sweater? Is it a t-shirt? Who knows? Maybe it's a onesie.
It's a crew neck.
Oh, that's weird. It's a crew neck.
For a child.
Yeah, it's a crew neck for a child with
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on it. Okay, that's strange. But hey, if you're interested in that, why don't you go ahead? And you know what? I'm just going to say just DM Fancy Lad Skate Co. I'm not even going to say the podcast.
Not even the podcast.
Just the Skate Co.
All right.
I mean, we could say the podcast. Which one would you rather say?
Say the Skate-Co. Cut out the middleman.
Yeah, cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
Bigzo's the one with the crew neck. Is that right? Yeah, with the crew neck. And you said it was for a baby?
Kid. Small child.
It's for a small child, but it's a crew neck.
Yeah.
That is so strange.
And it says something like it's turtle time or like it feels good to be a turtle. I don't know. It's got turtle in there.
It better have a fucking turtle in it somewhere.
Yeah. And I forget which turtle it has. Let's say fucking Michelangelo. I forget. I'm going to take a look when I get back and I'll let you know, but
I'd be really pissed if you sent me a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crew neck or any type of clothing for a child, and when I got it, it had no sign of a turtle on it anywhere.
Oh, no, there's definitely a turtle.
Okay, cool. I was going to say.
It might be Donatello.
It might be. I mean, it could be Raphael.
Maybe it's Botticelli.
It could be Botticelli. It could also be Ferruccio.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole slew of turtles we could
It's
go
probably
through.
Rembrandt.
Dude, oh my God. I mean, what about the Remembrance?
Yeah.
I mean, they're all turtles.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there for Splinter.
Exactly.
Hey, but you know what? I don't want to get caught off on this tangent here.
No.
And, you know, you mentioned Big Brother, and that made me think maybe we should talk to someone about that.
Yeah. You know what? Because Big Brother, that was the true Renaissance.
Absolutely.
They were Renaissance men.
That was a time where publications actually meant something.
Mhm.
You know? And Thrasher, if you're listening, I'm sorry. If this is the first time you're hearing it.
This was a different time, and this was a time where you could have alternative skateboard media. And it's probably much more in line with Fancy Lad and its ethos. They seem like a bunch of merry pranksters, and you know, the Big Brother videos, they still stay to this day some of my favorite skate videos of all time. The Big Brother videos, the CKY videos, both spawning the conglomerate known as Jackass, the sensation.
What were the Big Brother videos again? Poop and crap, or is it crap and poop?
It was shit, number 2, boob, and crap
Nice.
in chronological order.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
You know I'm all about that, the canon.
Yeah, and people should definitely check them out because every single one of them, I think, are a fucking gem.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand how you haven't seen it.
Man, I would love to interview any of them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Cossack, Carney,
Mm-hmm.
any of them.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I'm thinking because, you know, Nieratko was a huge, you know, a big part of his career was reviewing pornos for Vice magazine.
Oh, yeah.
I know you love porn.
I mean, it's one of my... Yeah, I love it.
So I'm thinking we should get Nieratko on the horn.
Can we look at some porn first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to go on a break real quick. We're going to look at some porn. We'll come back in 3 to 4 hours, depending, because I'm going to need a nap after the porn. It's just
Absolutely.
it's just something that happens. I can't explain it.
Absolutely.
It's science, okay? It's biology.
Yep.
All right, thank you, bro. So we'll be right back, and maybe we'll be here with Chris Nieratko.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we'll just fall asleep.
Either way, we're really going to enjoy this commercial break.
Oh, my God. More than you guys, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife and I loved our son so much, we had to name him after our favorite Clown Shoes brand beer, Lil Crispy.
Daddy, who are you talking to?
Oh, no one, son. Go back to sleep.
Okay, if you say so.
Lil Crispy is a welcoming, crisp ale that is as approachable as they come.
Now, are you sure you're not talking to anyone, Dad? Because I can hear you talking.
No, son, no, you're dreaming.
I mean, I know it's just a baby, but I can hear you talking.
No, I'm serious. Get back to bed right now, Lil Crispy.
Okay, yeah, you're the boss.
With subtle malt sweetness and smooth
No, I definitely
overall
hear you
flavor.
talking.
Now, son, what did I say? Get back into your bed.
It's just I
No,
know it.
right now.
What's that?
No,
What
wait,
do you
no,
have
that's
to-
mine. No.
Give me some of that.
Don't drink that. You can't drink that. No, that's for me. That's Daddy's fuel.
It's so crispy, I want
God.
more.
I'm gonna have to go and get more Lil Crispy Crisp Ale
Give me some.
from Clown Shoes Beer.
Dad, give me some.
Find out where to buy your
Dad,
Lil Crispy
Dad,
Crisp
give me
Ale at
some. Daddy,
clownshoesbeer.com.
Daddy, give me some.
Lil Crispy Crisp Ale is not for babies.
Yeah.
And we are back.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic break.
Oh, God. One of those breaks you just dream about.
Yeah, I've been dreaming about breaks all goddamn day. You know why?
Why is that?
Oh, man, because I wanted to grab myself a fresh Clown Shoes brand beer.
Oh, God, that looks good.
It is good.
What kind is that?
Oh, this one? This is Boca Sombrero.
That's weird because I got a fucking... Oh, God.
Shit.
Yeah, it's freaking frosty clown shoe right here.
Oh, damn, what kind is that?
Bubble Farm IPA.
Are you sure? It doesn't look like it.
No, it is.
Oh, are you sure?
It says IPA right on it.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
And, you know,
Mhm.
I think our very special guest here at one time would have really liked to crack into a frosty Clown Shoes brand beer. I don't know what he's up to lately. I mean, but from reading his material, it
Mhm.
sounds like he would have maybe pounded 1, 2, 12
At one time or another.
with a bunch of pills mixed in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's how you get the full effect of the Clown Shoes brand beer. They're not going to say that on the website, but I'm telling you here as a brand ambassador.
Little tip of the pros.
But be careful.
Yeah. So let's introduce our special guest, Mr. Chris Nieratko himself, legend.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
First time listener, first time caller.
That's true. I hope I didn't trudge up too many dark memories of your past there with that
No.
introduction.
No, I've never really been a beer guy, but for the sponsors, I would say that I love Clown Shoes. And if it wasn't for Clown Shoes, I would not be drinking Clown Shoes today.
Man, and that is so true. And it's just that kind of wisdom that you're going to get from Nieratko 100% of the time.
For people listening out there who aren't familiar with Chris Nieratko's work,
Who isn't?
I don't know, some
I don't
fucking
think anybody-
dullards out there, some dolts,
I'm
if you will.
old. I don't think anybody knows, nor should they know.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I feel like I had to give you that sort of preface there.
Well, I appreciate it.
I mean, wait, hold on. Let me check my notes real quick. It says here you wrote for something called Big Brother magazine. Is that right?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So what we would do is, it was like kids that didn't have parents. We
Mhm.
would just go and volunteer to help them out,
Yep.
make them laugh.
Yep.
And Big Brother. We had big brothers and there's big sisters. So
And you were the big brother or big sister?
I really, whatever I needed to be, I am whatever you say I am.
And how did you
If I wasn't, then why would you say I am?
Yeah.
It's really what I'm saying.
And how did you translate that to a magazine labeled as a skateboard magazine?
I mean, like anything with skateboarding, it's a lot of pictures of little kids. It could be questionable,
That's true.
but
Like that new Netflix show, Cuties.
I haven't seen it.
Well, you're not going to want to see it. I just saw that
Cats?
it exists.
Is it cats? I'm not big on cats.
No, if it was cats, I'd be all about it. Telling you
look
right
like
now.
a cat. You look
Thank
like
you.
Sabretooth from the first X-Men movie.
I used to get that a lot, and then I used to get Thor a lot, and then briefly I would get Tom Brady just when Tom Brady had slightly long hair, because when people that normal have hair that's like 3 inches long, everyone thinks it's like down to their shoulders.
Are we
But
allowed to talk about Tom Brady in Boston anymore?
I mean, we're allowed because we don't give a shit anyways. You know,
Do people, we don't talk about him up there.
I don't even know who Tom Brady is, honestly.
That's my opinion too.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've gotten into the Brady Bunch enough on this podcast, and Brady Brides, and
Exactly.
Very Brady Movie.
Don't get him started.
I don't
all
want to
right?
get into it. I mean,
All
we
right.
could go do a whole episode about Cousin Oliver. I don't want to get into it.
I don't want to do it. Although I kind of want to hear the Brady Brides theme, but I'm gonna refrain.
I'll
all
show
right?
I'll show you off air.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that'll be exclusive for the Patreon viewers as well.
Thank you, bro. I
You
appreciate
guys have
that.
viewers?
Well, let's just say you don't get a studio this nice without any Patreons, okay?
I feel like you broke into that house.
Dude, all right, we're gonna need you to keep your voice down because the owners may be in the vicinity somewhere. We're not sure.
And the neighbors are gonna get pissed if they actually hear our voices.
One of the neighbors here is a
I
real.
feel like
fucking
you
tough dude.
are probably hired to clean that place, and you just do this while they're not watching.
All right, well, dude, you don't have to fucking blow our whole.
Seriously. I told you that in confidence, all right? I thought you were drunk and we're not gonna remember that.
Dude, we're trying to have a good time over here in this.
Oh, you're doing great.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
This is the best podcast I've done all day.
Oh,
Yeah.
high praise.
Thank you. Yeah. It's it's like when you break into the boss's office and get to sit in his chair for a second,
Yeah. Take a dump in his top drawer.
and somebody new accidentally comes in,
Mhm.
and then you're like, you're fired!" And then, you get escorted from the premises really quickly.
Yeah, very quickly.
Have you watched the Wu-Tang show on Hulu? It's like the reenactment.
Yeah, I watched that.
I watched Method Man once put his feet up on, I think it was Russell Simmons' desk. I was there to interview him,
Mhm.
and he wanted to kill me. He was like an hour late for the interview, and he finally shows up and put his feet up, and he had a TV Guide. I don't even know if they make that publication anymore, or if you even remember what it is. But
It might just be an app at this point.
Oh,
but
I remember.
I got boxes of them. Trust me.
First of
Like-
all, the TV Guide channel was one of my favorite channels on television growing up.
right,
Watch
again,
that for hours.
Like a
The
printed
book. The
Yeah,
book.
no, I remember the book.
It
Yeah.
like it doesn't make any sense. A weekly listing of times.
Well, I mean, it's better than waiting every week for it to come in the paper for you to have to look through, you know?
And they had articles about the shows, too, occasionally.
It was real good for me because I say, what do
Oh,
you
were there
know?
articles?
I believe
Oh,
so,
yeah.
because there would be like a cover
Okay.
photo.
Well,
It'd
Method
be like-
Man went straight to the crossword puzzles, and he was filling that out while I was just sitting there, and it was awkward for about 15 minutes. Neither of us said anything, and I was like, "Are you all right?"
Oh, this was
This is
IRL.
This
Yeah.
this is this is his second album. Was that Resurrection Day? And he without I wish I have a book. He without looking, he just said
Ooh.
you threw my kid down a flight of stairs. And I was like, what? And he's like, you threw my kid down a flight of stairs. And I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And he's like, and he explained the weird rap math that he had in his head. He was like, I didn't want to be here today to do this interview, but I had to be. So I came here, and on the way here, my kid fell down a flight of stairs.
Interesting.
Okay, so that is your fault then.
And
you
so
were
it was my
responsible,
fault.
yeah.
So yeah. And so I said, "Oh man, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry I did that to your kid. But do you want to do the interview?" And he, it was super tense. It was probably one of the like tensest starts to an interview I had ever done. Somehow we just warmed up and we got there, and we wound up loving each other. And he eventually split. Point of the story is he left his TV Guide behind. And he had completed the crossword puzzle like perfectly. Like there was so many things in there that I would have never gotten. I was just like,
Wow.
so sick. Method Man's so rad. And I love me some Method Man as a result of that, because I like being blamed for things that I didn't do.
It's the woo coming through, I tell you.
Yeah.
And the outcome is critical.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. They are a magical group. They, to tell you another Wu-Tang story, they used to hold this event in the Park Hill projects called Park Hill Day. Probably still do it. And like this is probably like 95. And they would just get like every popular act in New York City to come and play, and then they would headline. And then I think it was like that last year that they were together, which was like 98 or so, when they were like at their peak with Wu-Tang Forever, and they were on tour with Rage Against the Machine, and they weren't going to make it to Park Hill Day. And so a lot of people were bummed out, but they still like paid like Duck Down and everybody that you could think of to come and perform. They had like the raddest acts there. And then, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night, they killed the mics and killed the lights, and they were like, all right, good night, everybody. And people started to disperse, no Wu-Tang. And then I heard the voice again from the interview, Method Man's voice. And he's like, did you all really think that we were going to miss this shit? And a spotlight kicked on.
Nice.
And it was like a basketball court where they were probably had stuck up white boys. And Method Man was standing on the top of the fence in a red Kansas City Chiefs jersey and yellow track pants. And he was standing like right on the corner. And he's just like, we would never miss this shit. He goes, but listen, and this is like pre-internet. He goes, but listen, if anybody asks you, we weren't here because we're supposed to be on stage with Rage Against the Machine in Chicago right now. Boom,
Nice.
the lights kick on, and the entire Wu-Tang Clan was on this little rickety stage there, and they played for like 2 hours.
Damn.
It was so
That's
sick.
fucking sick.
Yeah, Wu-Tang is the
Fucking legends.
best. They're so good.
East Coast. That's what I'm talking about. From one East Coaster to another to another.
Yeah, it's strange being in California.
Yeah.
But
How's the adjustment? Do you feel like Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm out there?
I think all my life, I always tend to say the wrong things. I'm trying to, through therapy, get better at that, but it's not working. My therapist said that I should probably go with my fourth or fifth thought, to which I told her she was the death of comedy. It hasn't been good, but I am stoked. The first 2 weeks after we moved out here, my, at the time, 7-year-old was threatened to be stabbed at school.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh wow, they're a lot tougher than I gave them credit for in California. So
Well, that happened to me when I was in second grade at elementary school. A kid
Did you
brought
get
a
stabbed?
knife. No, I didn't get stabbed. He brought a knife
Stabbed someone.
and he showed me, and he's like, "If you tell anyone, I'll kill you." And then like the principal came in the room. 20 minutes later, and like, yeah, we found a knife in the closet. Like, if anyone knows anything, like, you can all we'll come out one at a time. We'll just talk, blah blah blah. And I was just like, yeah, Matt brought it. Just like
Narc.
fucking narked on
Dude,
the
you
dude.
fucking. I was gonna say, what the fuck?
Yo, but
Make the money,
he
sir,
showed
go.
if he showed me the knife and said, "Yo, check it out, I brought this knife," I'd be like, "Yeah, that's fucking sick." But he showed me it and said, "If you tell anyone, I'm gonna fucking kill you." I was like, "You're not gonna fucking kill me."
Yeah.
The principal's gonna kill you, sir.
Do you?
the world
You
used
look-
to be pretty fucking ridiculous. Like, I come from a small town in Jersey where like everyone was crazy and violent and tweaked upbringing. And I remember a kid like that had threatened me in school, and we were just like rivals, and he was just such an asshole. And then I remember one day the bus going home, and I looked out the back of the bus, and him and his dad were following my bus, like through, like buses never take straight lines to drop kids off. They go through all these side streets. And they were following us the entire way. And I finally got off the bus, and it was me and my little sister and my buddy Dave, who got me started in skating. And we're just walking up the street, and here comes this beat up 84 Mustang, like skids by us, like screeches the brakes. And the dad jumps out with a chain in his hand, and he's like smacking it into his hand. And the kid comes out and he's like, "Remember what I taught you, go get him." And like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. This kid like came at me like to fight, and I was more worried about the dad with the chain.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And yeah, I wound up beating the shit out of this dude in front of his dad. But unbeknownst to me, my sister had run home and got my mom, who was a real badass. And luckily that happened because the dad was walking towards me with the chain.
Yeah.
And just as that happened, my mom pulls up in the blue and wood grain station wagon that we used to run.
Classic.
And save the day. But that kind of stuff in those small towns used to be really commonplace. Like you wouldn't, maybe people wouldn't think it, but like, latchkey kids left alone at home would get into a lot of shit.
No, it's definitely a different time. I could tell that just by watching reruns of Jerry Springer. I tells you.
Yeah. Is that guy alive? Are they still making that show?
I don't know.
I mean, they're definitely still making the Steve Wilcox show.
Ooh, I
But,
don't know Steve Wilcox.
that was Jerry Springer's like security guard. He got
The
his own
bald guy.
show. Yeah, it's like a spin-off of that.
Oh, he had a name?
Yeah. Well, they gave him one after a
Oh.
few seasons. Yeah. They said he looks like it has to have Cox in the
What
name.
was-
The guy has
Yeah,
two
Cox.
dicks.
Cox I get, but Steve Wilcox, not exactly the catchiest name to give a character.
Isn't it?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Steven, maybe.
Sven Wilcox would have been tight.
Oh, Sven Wilcox would be, damn. Yeah, but they'd have to give him a nice blonde mane.
No, but that's the joke. Like
Oh,
he's
it's
the
'cause he's
one.
bald?
Like he was excommunicated from Sweden
Mm-hmm.
because he was the one guy that was bald in the country, and that's why he came to America.
Isn't that what happened? Is that what happened with like Sluggo? Is that why he went to Canada? He seems like he's Scandinavian.
Yeah, he does. He's got great hair.
Yeah. Speaking of different time,
I thought you were going to say, speaking of great hair, I still have my hair. My wife cut it. It looks like she cut it in the dark with a rolling pin, but that's why I've been wearing a hat. But
That's pretty good.
no, I was going to say I grew up, sort of idolizing the Big Brother videos and Big Brother as a whole. And, when I met you, I felt too intimidated to even ask you anything about Big Brother.
really, I was intimidated by you because you're so much bigger than me.
That's generally how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do want to say you're looking stealth. You're looking really good. You look like you've slimmed down.
Yep.
And you're just looking great.
Thank you. I was going to say you shorted out there. If you could just repeat that one more time for all the
You're
listeners.
looking great, Biggs.
Thank you, bro. I think it might be who knows, maybe the mullet.
Yeah, it really slims you down. It's
Yeah.
like vertical stripes,
But no, what I was going to say about the different time was when I look back at skateboarding at that time, I see it as a magical time in skateboarding. But maybe it was just because I was young and had no fucking clue about anything. But the skaters, the fucking legends, Penny, Muska, Jamie Thomas,
Mike
V, Bam, everyone was a character. And now I feel like is it the time that's completely changed? I just feel like it doesn't happen like that anymore.
I disagree. I think we're just not telling those stories. That's where there's a bit of a miss. But I think, like, look at the Fancy Lad crew. You've got a shit ton of characters. If they're out there, their kids are ripping harder than ever, and you hang with them, and they're just as fun and funny as ever. I just think that Thrasher's really the only magazine left, and so it's hard to get to know all of the rad skaters of now because there just aren't enough interviews. And most of the stuff that gets put on the internet is, hammer time, which is rad,
Right.
but it doesn't make you fall in love with the person, or tell you why you should fall in love with this person. And to that point, there's always been great characters, and occasionally they murder somebody, but for the most part, it's you're like, yeah, I like this person for good reasons. And I don't know that my interviews really helped with that, but other people did good interviews that taught you to love people.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I always loved about your interviews, though, because you never put anyone on a pedestal. You always very much just you're a real dude as anybody else. You never glorified the person that you were interviewing.
Yeah, no brown nosing,
Exactly. Oh, God, it was just funny and inspiring and refreshing. I loved it.
Well, I appreciate it. In hindsight, maybe some of it not so funny.
Even especially when you were like the Bam issue, I remember, because I loved Bam growing up, and I had a subscription to Big
Bam.
Brother.
Yeah.
And you interviewed him, and your intro was, I never thought Bam was going to make it anywhere, being that he was a fat kid. And,
Oh, yeah. He got bummed at me recently. I had reached out to him, and I don't know. I was just checking in on him. This is got to be 5 years ago, and he's like, I don't want to respond to you because you're always saying that I'm fat, and I felt really bad. I feel bad about a lot of these past interviews, and I'm older. I'm a dad. You're just like, shit, dude. I don't want that out there. And
feel slightly more empathetic.
Yeah, again, it doesn't come naturally. My kid's autistic. I don't doubt that I'm autistic. And so it's not natural for me with empathy. I'm working on getting better at it. But I did generally feel bad that when Bam said that. And
for body shaming him like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, their internet exists. Everyone knows Bam's fat.
No, but he wasn't. He was before he got famous.
Right, but now he is again.
Yeah, but he's talking about.
But this is recent that he said that, right?
But
I haven't said it in a while. And like, so he was out in rehab out here with Andy Roy. I had gone and seen him. He's doing way better. And I did make it a point to apologize because I don't want him to be bummed or have that thought in his head about being fat amongst, like dealing with all the other stuff that he's trying to overcome.
Right.
And that's the thing, like a lot of that old shit that is funny, glorified drugs and alcohol. And as a kid, that's what you do. Like you just, I was partying and
as a kid. No, just kidding.
Well, you don't have kids. That's the difference. Like if
yeah.
Honestly, like if I hadn't met my wife or had kids, I'd probably be dead from partying. That's like the truth of it.
Yeah. When we met you and stayed with you on tour, I was like, is this the same guy from all those, Skinema reviews that I've read? Because,
yeah, it's not, I'm like a suburban domesticated dad. Like that's what I put on my tax forms. I'm a dad now. I'm like, my kid is on the spectrum. I'm trying to like teach him life and the things that weren't taught to me. And, it's a trip, man. It's a trip, like being a dipshit for most of your life and then being put in charge of somebody else's life. Cause you're just like, oh, wow, nobody taught me anything. I found out everything the hard way. What am I supposed to teach this person?
Right.
And so I've been writing this kids book forever. I just keep writing notes, and it's called The Worst Kids Book Ever, Worst Parenting Guide Ever. And it's just basically the opposite of everything that you should do as a parent. It's just like terrible, terrible advice. That's like the little bit of like jokiness that I hold on to. I used to write about sex, and sex leads to having children. And now I'm writing a jokey parenting book.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew that we made a big impression on you because you wrote in this book that you gave me here, Biggs, thanks for getting me out of the house. Nieratko.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, we really know how to party.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't get many of those passes to leave the house too often. So, that was a really fun day when you guys came to visit, because I always say to skaters, and not that you're not special, but I say this, all skaters, like my door's always open, come visit, because skateboarding has just been so good to me and my family over the years, and I've gotten to see so much of the world because of it. And I feel like I owe any skater the same that has been offered to me. And so I was pissing, and I look out the window and there's all your tents in my backyard, like unannounced, didn't know you were coming. And I got so excited as I was standing there pissing. I was like, I've got guests. No one ever comes to visit suburban New Jersey. So that was rad. I was stoked to see you guys, and we had a silly afternoon running around. So that was cool.
I mean, you told me Sheckler was there.
Shecky Poo came through.
Shecky Poo.
Poo. I love me some Shecky Poo.
It goes hand in hand. Fancy lad, Shecky Poo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should do a bro mono.
It's not a bad idea.
I'll reach out to him. It makes sense because he was on Almost.
Right.
Yeah, it's natural progression.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I got to ask, because
am I too boring? Is this too boring of an interview with the dad?
No. This is.
I can tell you about my kids all day.
Well, I want to talk more about that.
They drew this.
They draw both of those?
Yeah, that giraffe and that penis. There.
Nice. No, we're big fans of your kids. We think they're hilarious.
Yeah, I love that song that you put up on the Instagram. And
then Stuck Inside Forever.
Yeah, and people kept covering it, and all the covers were just so fucking sick. I was just like, damn.
Dude, I was like,
the lyrics were awesome too. It was like, it's really good.
Not to like dote on him as the dad, but like he's just this music savant. Like he's got all these little superpowers because of the autism. He just grabs any instrument and he like his like, you know, you stand on somebody's board and you do a kickflip. Like for him, his kickflip is grabbing the instrument and playing Ode to Joy. Like if he can play Ode to Joy first try, then he's like, I like this instrument. Like if he can't figure it out first go, then he's like, yeah, I'm not about it. And it's cool. He's like in his own little way, he's punk rock. Like he plays the baritone. I went to the school and went to the music teacher, and it was like the day that you pick out your instruments, and he just asked the teachers like, what's the instrument that nobody ever picks? And the guy was like, baritone. He's like, that's the one I want. And I don't know if you know what a baritone sounds like, but it's like a sonic fart.
Yeah, it's like you almost can't even hear it. It's like
it's and
Dark Horse.
I don't know if you've seen photos of my wife. She's beautiful. So I often doubt if these kids are my kids. But like in these moments, like I'm about to tell you, I know, like I'm like, that's my boy right there. And so the next day after he got the baritone, it's like 5 a.m. because he gets up super early. He just puts the baritone right next to my ear and just lets out the loudest. And I couldn't even be mad. I was like, that was such a dick move. I love it.
That's so good.
Yeah, that's my boy. And to go back to that song, you know, it's a weird world. They're doing like online school, and I'm in the house and I'm working from home, and I hear guitar playing, and my wife and my other son, Nicholas, are not home, and I just hear guitar playing. I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And I was like, wait a second, the dude is supposed to be in school. And so I go out there and he's seated at the desk on the laptop, and he's just playing that song, Stuck Inside Forever. And he's like singing. And I was like, yo, you're in school, dude. You can't be playing the guitar. And he's like, no, it's cool. They muted me. And I was like, I know, but you're supposed to be in school. You can't play that. And he just looks at me like dead ass, like just laser eyes. And he goes, there's no rules anymore.
I love that.
And
He's right.
And he's right. So like, I just stood there looking at him, and I was like, yeah, carry on. And I just walked away. Like, that's for the teacher to deal with. Like, I believe in his argument.
Well, you know, Eric has said before, and I love this sort of saying he said about skateboarding, but that there's no rules, only etiquette. And that pretty much applies in every aspect of life.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. I got this shirt in the mail, Blacklist Skate Shop. I think they're Indiana, or is it Ohio? But I don't know if you can see it. It says oh God.
Oh God. Oh, where'd he go?
The youth aren't the
problem. The youth aren't the problem.
All right.
I mean, I think that's always true, right?
Yeah.
It's always the old fucks.
Yeah.
That just won't die.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't want to claim responsibility for the COVID-19 virus, but
you are to blame.
But
personally,
I don't feel like there might be something to it, because, you know, after this mutt got in office, I was just like, man, like these old people are just always jamming us up. And I was like, we just need something to come along
and kill a bunch of them. Yeah.
Get rid of these old people. And
you wished upon a shooting star.
Right. And then I also have this thing where, like, whenever my family and I try to go anywhere, it's always closed on us. You know, it started when I moved cross country in 2000 for Big Brother, and the only thing I wanted to see in the country was Graceland.
Yeah, it's closed on Tuesdays.
It's closed on Tuesdays in January, like, you know, and it was like, of course, fucking of course. And now the rest of the world is feeling my pain because everything is closed for them. And I was like, it feels like somehow I'm connected to this virus.
You may be the virus if we kill you.
Yeah, you'd be doing a lot of people a favor. Myself.
Yeah, it might just go away completely.
Yeah.
But what people are we doing the favor to is the question, you know?
Me, I've got a weird cough lately.
Yeah. Actually, I think that we have an order on the queue for your NJ skate shop there.
Is that right?
I
Is this
believe
telethon?
so.
Are we taking orders?
No, I was gonna mention this, the skate shop, because I thought I would be giving you a little bit of free publicity there for the NJ skate shop. But then when I went to go do it, I said to myself, I think that we, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't have an order in at all, and
I would hope
I'm just
so.
making that up.
I would hope that there's always an order in
The queue for
Always
a fancy lad batch of skateboards.
Yeah, as it should be. Did you make that graphic recently where it's got 2 copies of Welcome to Hell in a stack of videotapes?
No, that was the first graphic we ever made. But
Was
But
the
we still
first
make.
one?
Yeah.
that was the very first one.
I
But
love that.
we've been running it all these years because I keep saying, this is kind of like been going on for a while, but people keep fucking buying it. So I'm like, well, we should keep printing it if it's been 9 years and people are still buying it.
Is that how long you've been doing it? 9 years?
9 years, yeah.
What are you doing for the 10th anniversary?
I don't know,
Oh boy.
but you
Gotta do something
first of all,
big.
you got any suggestions?
Yeah, you should get the show on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Because you did one road trip and you made it to Delaware. That's not really a road trip.
Okay, we've done at least 3. Okay,
And
one
never got past Delaware.
we went to
Delaware,
Jacksonville.
30 minutes long.
We went all the way to Jacksonville, Florida, Buster. Okay,
Is that right?
Yep, that was the very
Cross
first one.
country? You guys went cross country?
All the way down the coast and back.
We don't leave 95, all right?
I like that philosophy.
Yep.
But yeah, I think you should branch out and get maybe Tony Hawk will give you the Jones Soda bus, and you
That
guys
would be fucking perfect.
Thank you.
go to Vancouver.
Thank you for offering Tony Hawk's Jones Soda Bus to us. I've been saying that we need it.
Yeah, I'm putting it out there because I think, like the virus,
Right.
put it out into the universe, it happens.
So you're thinking 10-year tour. We come camp in your backyard in Los Angeles. Is that right?
They don't have grass in yards out here, so you wouldn't be able to put a tent up. The place I'm renting has a pool, so you can maybe sleep on floaties.
That's perfect. I was just going to say we could sleep in the pool.
We'll
And it's
sleep in
more
the
on
pool,
brand.
and I'll manage to
Oh,
pitch
yeah.
a tent. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to watch that.
Abe's single tent in your backyard. He coined the term his own personal whack shack.
Holy shit! Let me tell you a Jack Shack story.
Wait, Jack Shack?
Yeah. So this is, I am just a sucker for like the little things that I'm able to sneak in here and there that no one really knows. They're just for me. I call them jokes for one. And I used to do this show, Skaters and Cars for X Games, and
You don't do it anymore?
No, I got shit canned. I feel like it was on Christmas Day. I got the call. It was like almost Christmas Day, maybe Christmas Eve. That's what it felt like.
It's nice that they saved it for then.
Yeah, because if they didn't have any other gift, at least there's that.
Yeah.
And I used to always put Mike Hawk in the credits.
Yeah.
Of the show.
Yeah.
Because that's always a classic.
Yeah. Fucking classic.
But I did a Curran Caples episode. You could still watch it. Hopefully this doesn't blow it for me. But I went, and Curran, you walk into his house, and there's like a mini ramp, and then there's a sauna, and then there was like a teepee. And the way we cut it was really quick, like ramp, sauna. And I point to it, and I was like, Jack Shack? And he's like, yeah. Because Curran is funny like that and could roll with the jokes. He's a good straight man for comedy. And so I submitted the edit to X Games, and they hit me back and they're like, hey, you gotta remove this and this and this time code. And there was like blurring stuff and license plates and stuff, but like one of the things was the Jack Shack. And
Nice.
I was like, what's with this time code here?
Yeah.
And they're like, that's a reference to a place that people go to masturbate, and we can't have that. And I was like, I'm offended. and like I can do a good deadpan Ben Stein. And so I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And they're like, you said Jack Shack, and that means this. And I was like, listen, I'm a pro. I've been doing this for a long time. I would never, ever do that. What you don't know is that real skateboards pro Jack Olson lives in that shack.
Yeah.
What I said was Jack's Shack. And Curran said yes. And they're like, oh, well, I apologize. I'm sorry. We'll let it, it'll stay then.
Nice.
And
Those sick fucks thinking it was about masturbating.
like, why would I do that? Why
And
would
it
I?
made it in.
And it's there because that's where Jack Olson lives. And so,
Yeah, of course.
I've got so many favorite skaters, but man, whenever I see Jack Olson, I get so excited.
Mhm.
I like Jack Shack.
Yeah. Luckily, you didn't call it the Whack Shack, because you wouldn't have had any pro skater to fall back on their name for that. There's no Whack
There's Weck,
Muska.
Jersey.
That's true. Whack.
I could have just said,
Oh, the Weck Shack.
Weck Shack. You misheard me.
Do you know Weck from Jersey?
A little bit, not so much. I've been to him a couple times.
You probably know Bruce Springsteen too, right?
Yeah.
Good buddies.
Obviously.
There was, I don't know what the scenario was, but like Ron Diley had somehow befriended Bruce's son who skates and somehow traded boards and got the boss to sign his old New York Pro model. It was pretty sick.
Mm.
That's the closest I've gotten to the boss, but the boss is the sickest. Like, Bon Jovi's from my hometown and we hate him. But
For good reason.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Like the music program in our hometown got defunded once, and they reached out to the dude and was like, hey, can you do a show in the auditorium to raise money? And he's like, yeah, 500 people will charge $150. I'll take 75. You take 75. And they were like,
No.
you need the $4,500, Meanwhile, there's a great story. Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey was like dilapidated. It was like on the verge of like just going out of business. And they reached out to the boss and they're like, will you come and do an acoustic show? He said, no, I'll bring the whole band.
Hell yeah.
And we'll play Born to Run. This is before people were doing, what they do now. They're like, oh, we'll play the album start to finish. He's like, we'll play the Born to Run album start to finish. And he's like, but listen, I control the tickets. And he auctioned them off on his site. Opening bid, $1,500. And like they went as high as like 5 G's a ticket because it's a small theater. I don't even think it's 500 people. And he raised something like $1.3 million for the Count Basie Theater. Just handed it all over to him. Yeah, he's sick. He's like, he used to do these things at shows in Jersey. Like you'd get discounted gear or tickets if you brought like food for food drives and stuff. Like he's always like really been like super positive in the community.
It's
For the
about
cause.
it's about the people.
Yeah, he's cool. I just read a story not too long ago where this dude broke down on the side of the road on his motorcycle, and this dude on a motorcycle pulls up and is like, you can use my cell phone, call AAA, and I'll wait here for you. And then AAA came, they loaded up the dude's bike, and he's like, I'll give you a ride to the bar. And the guy jumped on the motorcycle and took him to the bar for the guy's wife to come. And the whole time, this masked stranger had his helmet on, and they go down to go sit at the bar and takes his helmet off. And the dude's been just standing on the side of the highway with Bruce Springsteen for the last hour. And they wound up just tying one on. Yeah, it was good. He's also really good at just showing up at really shitty dive bars along the Jersey Shore and just listening to new upcoming bands. And I've got a buddy of mine, John Walsh, who is from my hometown, and he plays a little acoustic guitar on the weekends. He's he's a school teacher, but weekend warrior, just $100 and open tab at a bar, and he'll just come play a bunch of covers. And I used to mess with him. I used to go see him and ask him how many times he could play Wanted Dead or Alive in a row. The answer is 35.
Nice.
And he did it because I was the only one in the bar, and I was like, I'll leave if you don't do it.
Yeah.
So 35 times. And I actually interviewed Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi once, and I was like, how many times can you play Wanted Dead or Alive in a row? And he's like, why would I want to play it more than once? And I was like,
It's like 2, maybe.
That wasn't the question.
I was like, John Walsh can play it 35 fucking times.
Fucking legend, dude.
Yeah. But so John Walsh is in this little dive bar, and he's just playing, and he's got his head down, strumming, and like a denim dick basically just shows up right in front of him, like a pair of blue jeans, like crotch right at like right at face level. And John slowly picks up his head and looks at who the dick belongs to, and it's Bruce Springsteen. And
It was his dick.
yeah. And he's like, you know any of my songs? And my buddy's like, my buddy is like lip quivering, like, I know them all. I know them all. And he's just like, well, go ahead and play one. And dude, he played 3 songs with Bruce Springsteen, and Bruce sang.
Awesome.
Holy shit, he sang? I thought he was just going to watch him and judge
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Like,
that's what
I
I
know,
was
it
wrong.
would have been
that's
so
not how I
sick.
would have done it.
Yeah, totally.
He's like, wrong.
No.
But,
Wrong.
dude,
This is
how
you.
sick. Yeah. And just like third song, got off the stage, put his arm around the lady, and walk right out. It was like, he's such a legend.
Well, you know, we got our own legend on the Fancy Lad team now in the new videos. His name's Floppy Tim. He's from New Jersey.
Big fan.
So you're gonna have to look out for him. The new video's dropping in let's say about a week.
What makes him so floppy?
Oh, style.
you gotta see him.
He doesn't actually have any bones in his body.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know how like little kids don't have any bones,
Yeah.
and that's why they can just like fucking skate anything.
Yeah.
Well,
Does he wear a helmet?
he's like no, he doesn't need a helmet.
Imagine a skater who is actually just one of those inflatable sort of things on the side of the road on the highway in front of like dealerships, who just
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Those little inflatable tube guys. That's Floppy Tim.
Does he make any tricks, or is he just splat?
Oh, he makes them.
Oh, he makes them.
Really?
He makes them.
Oh, he makes them.
You have my attention.
But he's wiry. He can get out of any
Floppy
fall.
Tim,
Doesn't
eh?
phase him. Doesn't phase him whatsoever because he doesn't have any bones.
Send me a clip. I would like to see this Floppy Tim.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'll send you the link to the new video that's going up in a week. New full-length video, all right?
On
Fancy
Thrasher?
Landscape. Yeah,
Sick.
Thrasher Magazine.
I love it.
And
.com.
.com.
and you know what? I was going to
Expedia.
say, thanks for, we've come a long way. I don't know if you know that about Fancy Lad.
I mean, he's seen the studio.
You see the studio, right?
He's seen the
Yeah,
studio.
this is massive. You guys are huge.
I got to say, we partly have you to thank for this.
Only partly.
Only partly, because,
We're like 95% partly.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Bigger part.
Oh, major partly.
The rest, the other 5%, Dave Carney, but 95% you, because it was the first time anyone gave any attention or a shit about the company was your acknowledgement through the Vice interview after the House 2 edit. And after it came out, I remember everyone coming up to me saying, so how's it feel to be famous now? And I said, honestly, pretty fucking good.
It looks good on you.
Thank you.
You look great.
Thank you.
You, not so much. But you look
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you, bro.
I appreciate that.
So,
I like the honesty.
yeah. So I just wanted to ask, what was it like interviewing me?
I was nerve-wracking because, I like to do my research, and you had never done anything with your life. So it was really hard to find out any information. And to make it more complicated, at the time you worked at Burger King, right? and I was like catching you between drive-through orders. Like I had to wait and like hear this like Whopper with cheese, and you'd read it back, and like I feel bad. Like that's probably one of the biggest regrets in my life is that I didn't include all the orders that you repeated back to people in your.
I was gonna say you could have waited till I wasn't actually on the job.
Not as funny though.
No, you're right, and it put the pressure on me too. I had to get those quick answers out.
Honestly, in hindsight, if I could do it all again, I would have asked my question and then only printed the read back of people's orders as your answers. That would have been
more interesting.
A solid, definitely more interesting and aspirational, for people that are into food, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then people get to read their, the answers get to be what people want them to be, Whopper with cheese, barbecue sauce, side of onion rings, and a Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Maybe that means he's depressed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Got to feed a cold.
Mm. Hey, another reason that you've been so influential in our rise to fame is when we visited your place in New Jersey. This is the first time a lot of people in the crew had ever used a bidet before.
That is true.
Oh.
That is true.
Now, I got to know, did you bring the bidet with you? Is Los Angeles a BYOB situation?
No, it's not BYOB, and it's really, it pains me. But I went to Japan on a tour, and I don't know if you know this, but their toilets are sort of like their Honda Civics. Like they trick them out. Like
put body kits on them.
Yeah, like they have. You can't see my arm is moving off frame, but it is moving, and now it's going to swivel. And they have like an arm TV, and at the time DVDs. I don't know if kids know what DVDs are, but they would play DVDs. They'd have radio. Like they were tricked out. Like they look at it like that's your private time, and they want it to be really special. And I will tell you that like I would just hang out in the bathroom exclusively while I was in Japan, and I was like, I need to get one of these. And so as soon as I got back in the country, I went to get one of those, and they're like, no problem, those are $6,000. And I was like, I can't afford that. I was like, how much for one rib? And they were like, $350. You can get this attachment. And I was like, okay, I can do that. And it's, I actually just saw one out in the wild the other day. It's by a company, Home Tech. And I wrote about it so much that I got sponsored by them. I was probably the only person writing about Home Tech. And somehow like they got a Google alert. And I was at the skate shop one day, and the phone rang, and they're like, is this Chris Nieratko? And I was like, maybe, because the last time I had said that it was Chris Nieratko, Major League Baseball served me with papers. So I don't answer that question too lightly anymore. But they're like, yeah, this is Tom from Home Tech. And we talked about taking shits for like an hour. Like he was so stoked. He's like, yeah, sometimes I'll go an entire long weekend trip without going to the bathroom so I can get home to my Home Tech. And I was like, yeah, I'm not that serious about it, but I like it a lot. And yeah, man, it like he started sending me like more attachments and like saying like, here's the update, and this one really shoots water up your ass. And like, yeah, I was on the Flow program for a while, and it was sick. Home Tech. You can get one for like $300 from Lowe's. It's just a strap-on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's reasonably priced for a strap-on.
Yeah, totally. And I love me a good strap-on.
I was going to say, speaking of this whole skinema thing.
Wait, let me show you. I don't know if you've seen this. I keep this photo handy. I'd like to send people dick pics on their birthday. And
that's nice.
So I tend to send this one. Can you see this?
No, hold on. Move to the center.
My center or your center?
Your center.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
So,
and that
anybody that wants to look that up, there's a sex toy brand called XR Brands, and that's I guess named after the famous DJ Moby. So you can look it up, and that's like a $1,500 ding dong that you can get. And
That's Moby's dick?
That's
And
Moby's
it's about
dick. Oh yeah, I never thought of the whale.
yeah, Moby's dick.
That's
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought it was the DJ, the vegan DJ.
It set sail from New Bedford, Massachusetts, in Moby's dick.
I've been worshiping the wrong guy. Yeah, and they also make dipping sauce. They have like a 55-gallon drum of lube, and they have like different grades. And I just looked it up today to share it with some friends of mine, and they make a $17,000 55-gallon drum of lube. So,
Do you really need that much lube?
yes.
Oh.
Full body?
That explains it.
Just full body slip and slide into the butthole. Not my wife's butthole.
Oh, I
the
was going to
butthole.
say.
A butthole. When we talk about the butt, we're talking about just a butthole.
Yeah,
I
right.
was going to say just
Butthole.
completely re-enter the womb, but
Yep.
I mean, going through the butthole is even better.
I fell in love with The Onion. Like, that's my main news source. And I remember the first time I saw it, it was like around 2000, and it was just a photo of like a baby being born. And it was just like a little boy, and it just said, "Man found in woman's vagina."
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the best newspaper
Ever.
ever.
But yeah, I just want to ask, just for my own curiosity.
Don't ask. Go ahead.
Did you even watch the porns that you were reviewing?
Generally not.
I was going to say, how did you come up with a number review then for each one of them?
It's funny that you would ask that of all questions, because I used to not give a number review. And, you know, that's how we reviewed things at Big Brother. We would just either look at the title or the box cover and then just write a self-serving story that was pointless. And so I went on to do that for like pornos. And a lot of the publicists at the porn companies were like, we like it. It's cute. But we don't know if people will watch it based on this. So can you give it a rating? And I was like, okay, that's all you need to keep sending me these videos? And they're like, yeah, just give it a rating. We don't care what the number is, just give it a rating. So I would just give it like a random number. I didn't care.
Just threw a dart at the wall.
Yeah. And that was enough. They were stoked.
Awesome.
And you know, I used to get so many, I mean, like thousands. I could have opened my own sex video shop, and yeah, I would just like send them to people randomly. Oh my God. You want to hear the Manic Mahdi story?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is maybe the best story ever. Skateboarding is becoming more progressive. We just had amazing love letters to LGBTQ, and you know, it's really cool where skateboarding's at. It hasn't always been that way, and like you could really like ruffle some dude's feathers just by like introducing any sort of homoerotica back in the day. Like dudes just couldn't be comfortable with it. And so at Big Brother, we had access to the Hustler Vault. And we used to like get porno mags, and back then it was VHS, right? And like VHS tapes, porno tapes were expensive. Like I could take a Jenna Jameson VHS tape to a liquor store and get like $100 in credit. And like people would pay $100 for a porno tape. And so we were always like the last stop for tour, like teams traveling on tour. They would just pop in and get like a bunch of porno mags for the tour and the flight. And we would just like, we're always sending mags and videos and stuff. And so we got the issue where Manic Mahdi, the ad from S was like, here's a date, right? Because Manic Mahdi was teased for like a decade. Like, you know Manic Mahdi, but you don't know that like it was teased forever. Like, hey, coming soon, coming, and like, just shut up with it. Just tell us when it's here, because we don't want to hear it anymore. And finally, there was the ad in Big Brother that's like had a date, and I was like, oh shit, 2 months till Manic Mahdi comes out, sick. And so I got our intern, I called him in the room, and I was like, all right, go up to Hustler, and I want you to grab just a bunch of gay porno VHS tapes. If possible, if at all possible, try to grab ones that are red. And he's like, okay. And so he goes up there and brings them down. I was like, all right, throw the cases away and pull off all the labels. So now they just have these red tapes. And I was like, put these S stickers on them. And he's like, okay. And I was like, all right, now I need you to go back to your desk and cue them up to the NAR. And he's just like, what? I was like, just cue them up, dude. And he called me out there and he's like, how's this? And it was like light petting. I was like, no, dude, like Kirchart, Ender, Hammer, NAR, like just, oh.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, man. I was like, you got to do it, dude. You got to do it. And so he cues it up. And I was like, all right, cool. Send them to these 5 addresses. And there was just like a bunch of skate crews around the country. And I overnighted the video, and they arrived, and I had called them the day before, and I was like, listen, I'm sending you an advanced copy of Manic Body. You cannot fucking tell anybody that I sent you this, because I will get fired. Like, if they find out that I'm the guy that leaked Manic Body, dude, I'm done. But I want you guys to see it. Just get the crew together, get some weed, get some beers, and enjoy yourself. And they're like, dude, what the fuck? We've been waiting forever for this movie. I was like, I know, it's fucking sick. It's so sick. Wait till you see it. Key-Rod, Costin, Arto, Burnquest, like, just holy shit, you're gonna shit yourself when you see this. And so they all got together on a Friday night after work, gathered around the TV, and they put in the red VHS tape, and blah!
Yeah. Classic fucking prank.
Classic
Now,
prank.
do you think any of them watched the whole thing?
Definitely.
There's got to be skating at
Definitely.
some point. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
All right. I mean, it's only been 15 minutes. I'm sure the skating's coming up.
it's getting better, guys.
See, this is why I like Big Brother. You're a bunch of troublemakers. You know that?
We just like to laugh.
You, Earl Parker, Rick Cossack, Dimitri, Dave Carney, that guy who made the Jackass thing.
Tremaine.
Exactly.
That's the one.
Good. Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah, speaking of Jackass, I got to ask you. I feel like I know the answer to this question, but
Yes.
what was worse, the 50 hard-boiled eggs or the eggnog challenge? Because I feel like there's two different answers here. I feel like both of them are worse for different reasons.
Yeah. I was pretty lubed up for both, so neither really was a jam up. But like, I had never had eggnog before, and I didn't know it sucked.
Yeah, it sucks, dude.
And so
it's thick and disgusting.
Yeah, but also when we did the eggs, it was 105 degrees outside, and so like I had to eat the yolk, so that was like so. Both
Seems like hard-boiled eggs would be a lot more difficult to puke up as well. You know,
I used to be able to puke pretty easy. It was like my drinking reset button, so it was that wasn't really an issue. You know, what was the biggest jam up was like after the fact, like the show hit and no one knew like it was going to be that massive, and I was on like, I think it might have literally been my first date with my wife, and we were in college town of New Brunswick where NJ Skate Shop's located, and these frat boys were just coming up and like, puke on me, and I was like,
I'm trying to get laid.
yeah, dude. So that was probably the hardest part about the whole thing. I was like,
Did you have any sort of, I don't really know, any like writing credit or production credit for Jackass, or did you just happen to star in those like few little skits?
yeah, no, that was pretty much it. Because at the beginning they were unsure of like what it was gonna be. You know, like I think that like there was a thought that maybe it was gonna be this variety show, and I would be the dude that would do like these like torturous, stuttering John type interviews. And so we did, I think we recorded a couple of those, but it just like the format evolved into just like, you know, shenanigans.
Straightforward shenanigans.
Yeah. And so, no, never really happened that way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm that guy forever. So
I love the beer Olympics in the Big Brother video.
yeah,
I don't know if that made it into Jackass or not. I forget. I remember there's a lot of double dipped footage in the first episode of Jackass that was like all like just CKY and Big Brother.
Right.
That was like meshed together.
Yeah, it was like sponsor me tape style. Yeah, I don't know if it made it in there. You know they're working on another one, right?
Another Big Brother video? Oh my god! This is amazing!
Yeah, there it is. Breaking news.
I hope it doesn't come out the same day as the new Fantasyland video.
That's true. That would suck.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, what day are you guys doing it?
I don't know. I haven't heard back from
Yeah, that's
Thrasher
the same
yet.
day we're doing it. Oh shit.
Oh, damn it. That sucks. I'm washing my hair that day.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
ass hair, because I don't have a bidet.
Does that hair go? Do you braid it together with your ass hair?
I don't have any choice sometimes.
Do you keep in touch with Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah, all the boys.
Because he got his stardom just based off the gun testing skit.
Right, and Bad
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Yeah, but
Not Bad Grandpa.
Oh,
That was after his stardom.
Bad Gam Gam.
And also the poo poo platter bit from Big Brother,
yeah,
where he went in and put the poo poo on the platter.
these are things.
Well, I want the people to know. The people who are listening. I know that you know.
Does
but,
anybody
you know.
listen? That's like,
Everybody listens to this. There's like a million fucking
how
listeners
many
right now.
people do you really? Who's is it? Just this is just you're not even. You don't put this out. This
Okay,
is
we're
just
not going to
three of
air
us.
this. We're not going to air this.
This is just like this is going to Pornhub and
This is
a
what we
private
call
link.
a spank bank.
I
Yeah.
send it to my mom, okay, and I tell her that we have a podcast.
That's good. And then you take it to the Jack Shack.
So we told you this is earlier before we started. We told you this is the
You didn't tell me anything.
The 49th episode.
This is the 49th
That's
episode.
not true. You said it was the 50th episode.
No, we did that to make you feel good, okay?
You said it was the first 50th episode, not the second 50th episode.
That's true.
It's a two-parter.
Okay, we said, for the 50th episode, like I was saying, the new video is going to come out.
Mhm.
We're going to have all of our favorite reoccurring guests back to let us know what they thought about the video. And you may or may not be a guest, depending on how this goes, Buster.
I'm switching to butthole background.
Damn it.
Thank you, bro. I've been waiting for that.
Listen, this is a professional podcast, okay? I
You're
have my
both on
notes
butthole
here.
background.
Oh, shit. Look at all
And
those
There's a
people.
lot of buttholes.
Here's Uranus.
Listen, I have a lot of notes here. Okay. Now, I looked up you on IMDb.
What is that?
I looked up you
It's-
on IMDb.
It's the Internet Movie Database.
My favorite
My kids used to
application.
my kids used to call HDMI HIMD, and now I call it HIMD, and they get really upset.
It's not cool anymore, Dad.
Yeah.
You don't know funny.
All I'm saying is on the IMDb Internet Movie Database, you have credits for being in a movie called Globe Opinion. Now, I was wondering what exactly.
Adam, did you see Appleyard's new part?
No, I wanted to
No,
watch
I
it.
saw that he has a new part.
Dude, he's so good still.
Dude, he's
Yeah.
amazing.
You should watch it. It's called The Globe Part. I wasn't in that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why do you have credits on IMDb for the Globe video Opinion?
I don't know.
Oh, well,
That is
Was I in it? There's a lot of stuff from back then that I don't recall. It
I
was
think
about-
you have filming credits in it, and I was
Filming.
wondering if you were a filmer or what.
Maybe I filmed some tricks. It's possible. I honestly don't know. Like you mentioned at the top of the show, man. Like I was really, really bad on drugs and alcohol during that time period, which sucks because I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have. At the time, I thought I was really enjoying it full.
Sounds pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, but in hindsight, you're like, probably would have done it a bit different. Maybe not smash the cars and all that. So, yeah, I don't know. Globe video?
Yeah, Globe Opinion.
Hmm.
You know, with Chad Fernandez.
No, I don't remember that one.
See, I just remember you too from that. You popped up in that the Foundation "Good Times Are Killing Me" tour video. I think I mentioned to you.
I went on a bunch of foundation trips though. That was like that was such a sick squad at the time. Justin Struding,
I was going to say, Stroop.
Ethan Fowler.
Oh, he's the best cool guy, Ethan. We call him.
Dude, I just ran into him recently. out of nowhere in like Kansas City, like outside Escapist. I was like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Yeah, just here." I was like, "Okay."
Was he wearing like white flared out jeans?
No, he's in. He's like in hammer swinging mode now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I was following him on Instagram. I was noticing he doesn't really post anything besides like motorcycles and sports, and I was like, okay, I'm not sure if this is the Ethan Fowler that I remember, but you seem like the same guy. You look like him.
He was the best.
Yeah,
Like that dude had the best style.
I agree. Eric would agree as well. Do you have any fond memories of any team or trip besides Foundation, or is that the best? That's the tops right there. Foundation, Art Bars era.
That was pretty sick. I don't know. I've done some in like more recent years. Like the stuff that like really stands out to me is, and again, just being a dad is like the stuff that has like a give back component to it. And like we went to Cuba when my wife was pregnant with my firstborn. She was like 5 months pregnant. And I had just put together the crew myself, and it was Mike Anderson, Zared. There was like 18 of us all together. There was like so many people there. And like we, you know, as Americans are not allowed in Cuba, and not at that time, like in a big way. And we snuck in through Panama. And the deal was everybody had to bring 2 roller bags full of product, and whatever they needed for the week had to be in their backpack. So like it had to just be all product. And I remember that like Blind had like without permission reissued like Gons graphics, and they had like Crooked shut them down, and they had sent all those to Mike Anderson's house. So like altogether there was like we had like 200 completes that we gave away to kids there because they can't get skateboards like because of the embargo.
Right.
And it was like 100 pairs of Vans, like 200 completes, like all.
Where was this?
In Havana, Cuba.
Hmm.
And dude, kids were losing their mind. Like grandmas were crying. That was like one of the sickest trips that I'd ever gotten to go on. And like, you know, kids that don't have anything are a whole lot different than entitled kids that we're probably used to. And I remember seeing one kid like didn't have a nose or tail on his board, and his Vans slip-ons that he had been like staple stitched, held together, and they were like the canvas ones, not great for skating. And I was like, "Hey dude, I got a new board and sneakers for you." And he was just like, "No, give them to somebody that doesn't have a board or sneakers, because I have some." I was like, "No, your shit sucks, dude. Like, you need new shit." He's like, "No, but I got stuff." I was like, you would never hear a kid say that. Like they would like out here, they'd be like, "Yeah, in your hat, in your shirt, and can I have your pants?" And it's just like a different mentality. Like so that was like a standout trip. And then like another one I went on with Mike Anderson. Mike had that headphone company, Loud Headphones, I think it was, and he put together a trip to Costa Rica, and they had donated a bunch of money to this foundation that would go to Costa Rica and do cochlear implants for kids that couldn't hear. And like I got to be in the operating room for 2 of the surgeries, and like one of the surgeries was a 3-year-old, and my 9-year-old who he just turned 9 last week. He was 3 at the time, so like same size, just like same type of kid. And so it really, like, it was emotional, man. I was like crying my eyes out seeing them drill into this kid's scalp. And we were there for a couple days, like Nick Garcia and Julian Davidson, Evan Smith. I'll tell you a rad Evan Smith story after, but like we on the 3rd day we got to go to the testing of the headphones, and like they would just kept like sending signals to the kid's cochlear implant. And like there was one kid that was 13. He hadn't heard, like he was born with the ability to hear, but like by age 3 had lost it and hadn't heard anything for the past 10 years. And now he was a teenager. and they were getting no signal. And then like the lady doing the testing, she just looked at the dad and she's just like, I don't know, it's not taking. And the dad just like whispered in the kid's ear, I love you. And the kid just turned to him and they both just started crying. And the kid heard him. And that was like, it was on. It was so sick to see this kid here for the first time. And then like that 3-year-old, same deal, man, like nothing. And then somebody had knocked over like those like 2.5, are they 2.5 or 5 gallon water?
5-gallon water jugs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an empty one and somebody knocked it down. And the little kid was just like, what was that? He says in Spanish. And I was like, it was such a trip. Like,
yeah.
For me, like, especially as I get older, like doing that kind of stuff really is like where my heart's at. Like, I just started this thing. I was telling you, Biggs, it's called Super Skate Posse. And it's
right.
just trying to like give boards to kids, like in like housing projects that might not have access to it. And every Friday I go out to this housing project in Watts called Nickerson Gardens. And this woman, Tanya, feeds 700 families every Friday. Watts Community Core, it's called. And it's so rad. It's like these families every Friday get like a box of fresh produce and like a whole bag of like dry goods and then cold goods and potatoes and apples. And like, it's pretty amazing to see. And there's this rad small cement skate park in the middle of this housing project. It's not like a crazy park. It's got like a little whoop-de-doo. It's got like a slant to slant. It's got a wall ride, a curb, and a ledge. And you're like, and it's got that perfect like basketball court ground.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, this is perfect. Like you just do laps around this thing all day. And so I asked the lady, I was like, do they use the park much? And she's like, not really. And I was like, because they don't have skateboards? And she's like, not really. And so I was like, all right, cool. Let's find out how many kids there are. And so there's 101 kids, which is, 101 skate number. And I was stoked.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm going to work with some friends on getting skateboards and helmets and sneakers. And like the middle of September next month, like Andrew Reynolds like donated.
No, you keep going. I'm gonna just piss my pants real quick, but I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Stay. No, stay. You got to stay. Stay.
I tell him to piss in the seat. I put the pads down for a reason.
People want to see that. Like that's better content than what I'm talking about.
But I mean, that's better content than anything we've put out thus far.
The kids
podcast, video, anything.
Yeah, squirt they call it now, and people love it.
Oh yeah, gotta love squirt.
Yeah,
you seem to over the years definitely have grown.
Yeah,
not to say like
I'm like 190 pounds now.
I know, and I didn't want to bring that up because I couldn't tell if it was just the screen, like stretching your body out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, the beard definitely helps. That's why I have the facial hair, so people don't notice the 3 chins behind it.
It's disgusting. It's so sad.
Yeah, it really is. I'm sorry if you're picking that up. We have the high def cameras.
No, I mean, yours is worse than mine, but still bad for me. But you're making me feel better about myself, so thank you.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I can make someone feel better about themselves. It's a tough job,
Yeah, it's being a dad to these dudes has changed my life for sure. So, yeah, I was just saying to someone earlier, it's like, a lot of the jokes that I made in the past, like at 45 years old or however old I am,
right.
I couldn't make that joke now, but in my 20s, like I was a dipshit and could. So.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what I mean. It's like that there is growth, It's not necessarily like it's just like you gain some perspective on things.
Yeah.
And it changes. See, I mean, Bigzo agrees with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's grown. And yet shrunk.
Are you're talking about my penis size?
Yeah.
No, we are now.
Yeah. It grew and then shrunk.
Yeah.
He lost a lot of water weight on that bad boy.
Yeah.
That's true.
Trimmed down since the last segment.
That is true.
You have to send a new shirt. The last one I have is the Friday the 13th with the hockey cup. Is that what you call it? Athletic supporter.
Yeah, because you're and Friday the 13th, I believe, was from New Jersey. Am I right?
It is correct. Yeah, everything is
Yep.
from Jersey, but that one especially, really.
Yeah.
Everything starts in New Jersey. Sopranos, bidets.
I always say it's 6 degrees in New Jersey, and I claim people for the NJ's shop team. Like I don't care if you want to be on the team or not. Like if you get a trick in New Jersey, you ride for us. Like,
Right.
Yep.
I see you claiming people to New Jersey all the time on the Instagram.
totally. Yeah,
And it's all valid.
Don Brown, who started Soltech, and Ian Deacon from Flip. They, when they came to America in the 80s, they landed in Newark and then took a bus cross country to California for some reason. And they were telling me that story, and I was like, oh, so you guys are from New Jersey? That's all it takes. Like, if you pass through, we will claim you.
Yeah, there you go.
We need whoever we can get, really.
It's a beautiful place. Maybe we'll relocate there.
Yeah, you should do it. I'll rent you my house.
All right.
It's got a bidet.
And room for tents.
I had a whole thing planned out before I went to
Segments?
go to the bathroom. A whole idea in my head, and then I had to go pee, and it ruined everything. I gotta tell you.
What time do we start anyway?
We started at 9.
Oh, we've started.
Yeah.
We've already started.
Oh, yeah. No, we're starting now.
Oh, okay.
And we are back.
On the Fancy Lad podcast.
Oh, and
That's
we
right.
have a special guest, Chris Nieratko.
Hi, everyone.
Oh boy, you wouldn't believe it. Skateboard royalty, Big Brother
First-time
royalty, Chris Nieratko.
First-time caller, first-time listener. That's how we get all of our listeners, by the way, on the Fancy
By
Lad
accident.
podcast.
Like I clicked on the wrong Zoom.
We invite him on to be the podcast. We send them a few different Zoom invites, so hopefully they're like, oh, I'll click this one. Hopefully it's not the right one.
It said
Boom.
for a good time,
Right.
and boy, what a letdown.
Tom, I thought you told me Dave Carney was going to be the one on the podcast today, dude.
I thought I came to watch Dave Carney.
Well, that was my plan. I texted Nieratko. I said, hey, this is Dave. Meet me on this Zoom call. And I also hit up Dave and said Nieratko, but he just blocked the number immediately.
Is Dave going to be on the second 50th episode?
He might. Actually, I was going to reach out to him, but I haven't talked to him in so long.
It's because he's older, right?
Yeah, he's got an Earthlink email address.
Mine is Hotmail because
Yeah.
I love homoerotica. It's like I won't give that up just to be a Hotmail.
When I first got a Hotmail account, I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to make my name Hotmail at hotmail.com. And it said, this username is already taken. I said, yeah, of course it's fucking already taken. Why did I think I was the first person to think of that?
Well, I went with Super because I'm older than you, and I got in early, so I'm Super Hotmail.
Damn it.
Nice.
No,
Yo, let me just ask you real quick. Is this 100% autobiographical, or are these stories embellished?
they're all embellished.
All right.
Well, that answers
I
that.
think that answers my question.
No one died, and I've never swam in my wife's butthole.
Did you dip your penis in that cup of coffee?
I respect coffee too much. I wouldn't do that.
All right.
Love coffee.
I was always wondering.
What if the coffee was down?
I still like. I like my coffee, like I like my men, black with cinnamon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And without a dick previously entering it.
As long as it's not my dick
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, cool.
No.
or your dick.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck?
Your dick, though.
Thank you.
If it was a shot glass, it would work. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if you need a little schmegma in there, that would also work. Because I've been saving up for a rainy day.
shoes have you drank?
What?
When are we starting? Seriously.
All right, so this happens to be my fifth, but we're starting right now, and we are back.
Oh, my goodness. We are back on the schmegma. Oh, God damn it.
Hey, everybody.
It up.
Again from the top. Just do
I
it.
wanted to welcome our very
it
special
live.
guest, Chris Nieratko, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, everybody. First time caller. First time listener.
He knows Bam Margera.
You also know Bam Margera.
No, I actually never met him. He was at the Boston Park like a month ago.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I just didn't even want to go to meet him because it wasn't the right setting, you know?
Hey, but
Ninja
seriously, what time do we
Heroes.
start?
What's that?
What time are we starting?
We're gonna start around. What time is it there for you right now?
Yeah,
Like
what time is it there?
7:30.
7:20.
We're probably gonna start rolling around like 12:40 a.m. Is that
Yeah.
cool?
That's fine.
All right, perfect.
All right. So,
Fantastic.
you know what? I just do want to say that
We're going to start.
we're going to start pretty soon, but not just yet.
It's not happening yet.
Before we start, I want to ask, you probably have a million questions for us.
I don't have any.
What?
Dude, finally, an honest guest.
You're the first guest who hasn't had one question for us.
No. You're the first guest that hasn't said they had a million questions. Because usually once they say, oh, yeah, I've got a million, and we say, oh, hit us with one, then they're like,
And they can't come up with one.
For all time's sakes, talk dirty. Read me a Burger King order.
Yeah, I'll take a rodeo burger with extra barbecue sauce.
Okay, what else? Yeah, what else?
I'm thinking a small onion ring.
Mm-hmm, yeah, small onion ring. What else?
And I'll take a goddamn medium Dr. Pepper.
Okay, goddamn medium Dr. Pepper. All right, so we have a rodeo burger, extra sauce. We have a small onion ring and a medium goddamn Dr. Pepper.
That's
Is that
right,
it?
you son of a bitch.
Okay, wait, did you want an extra son of a bitch, or are you just referring to me as the son of a
You're
bitch?
the son of a bitch, that's
Okay.
right.
Okay, so you just want the rodeo burger, extra sauce, the medium onion ring, and the small goddamn Dr. Pepper.
Yes, please.
Okay, good. Drive through to the next window.
Thank you. How was that?
That's perfect.
Okay.
One more time from the top, slower.
I don't know if my voice can do it. It's too gruff. I might get the corona if I try that again.
That's what it comes from.
Is the problem. I
Yeah.
know.
They keep saying on the news, they say, corona caused by trying. Do not try anything.
Oh, I'm fine then. I have
Yeah.
got no chance of catching it.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to get started?
Yeah, we'll get started. Okay, so welcome, Chris Nieratko. You know, interviewing you is going to be like one of these, comedy guys, these newcomers on the scene who are like, oh my God, I can't believe Bob Odenkirk produced my show.
Right.
He's my hero. He's a comedy legend. And now I'm working with him.
Yell exit sloppy boys.
I looked up to him all of my life growing up, Bob Odenkirk, and now he's my colleague?
Yell
And you're
exit
saying
sloppy boys.
I'm going to feel that way about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
we're kind of like Bob Odenkirk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's kind of like Bob. I'm kind of like Odenkirk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm really excited to be working with these guys. I'm super thankful.
Yes.
So what we were saying was you're going to write a skateboard show for us, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect.
That's
Perfect.
contractional. That's perfect.
Grindier. It's the sequel to The Grind. Was The Grind a skate movie?
Grind was.
Is that a name?
Best
best skate movie of all time.
Yeah. Definitely.
So the sequel, you're thinking Grindier.
Grindier.
Grindier?
Yeah. Grinder? No.
I was going to say, why
Oh.
not just call it Grinder?
That's true.
Could get a lot of traffic.
I feel like Grindier is just more natural sounding.
I mean, maybe Grindier, and we can all
Oh.
be kind of like aristocrats,
Oh, like an art house piece.
Oh, dear. I'm trying to frontside 50-50 this ledge.
Oh, I was thinking more like French silent movie with Grandier.
Oh, Grandier? Oh, except I guess it wouldn't be that. It would just be like, and those are the words on the bottom of the screen. Or just like, yeah, exactly. Then a whole script.
So how big is Larry Flint's dick?
Yeah, let's get down to it. I'm thinking micro.
You know, he's got the pump.
Oh, he has,
The,
what,
the
he has a
penis
penis pump?
Yeah, like the thing inserted where you just squeeze and what is that?
Wait, he has a pump inserted into his
Yeah.
body?
What's that?
Wait, it's like a medical procedure?
not like the pump that people like get suckered into buying.
Right. The Austin
It's
Powers Swedish penis pump.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what you call that contraption. Like, it's something inserted in his wang doodle, and you squeeze it, and yeah, he's got that.
Wow.
He doesn't feel it.
So he doesn't need the Viagra.
No, because he can't feel from the waist down, is my understanding.
Yeah, but it still functions.
But it does what it needs to do for the missions.
Which is get hard.
Yeah.
Just get stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just filled with air instead of blood, or is it filling it with blood?
It might be what's that stuff that ICP drinks? Fago.
Oh, it could be Fago.
Yeah.
Fago.
I mean, I would want to fill my dick with Fago.
Yeah, same.
I already have the clown makeup painted on the head, so.
So you ready to start yet, or?
Yeah. What's my motivation?
So you're pretending to be a skate journalist.
Mm-hmm.
God.
And we're pretending to be a successful skate podcast.
Okay.
/ company.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna just have to like figure it out as we go, I think.
Yeah.
But the main thing is we're all going to have to laugh at whatever everyone else says and make it sound real genuine. So you want it to be a real laugh like this. Ha, 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 ha.
Can't you just do canned laughter in post?
I could.
We only have the Wilhelm screams though queued up.
Yeah.
So we've only had, every time somebody says a joke, there's just that canned scream in the background. All right, Tom, cue it. Thank you.
See, so it's just like that.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
So every time you say a joke, it'll be the Wilhelm scream.
I'll play one more time for you.
Yeah.
All right, wait, let me get one in there. Like, take my wife, please.
That one does get me every time.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
I do take my wife everywhere, but she finds her way home.
Well, luckily your wife's probably not going to listen to this podcast, so you don't have to
No
worry
one
about
is
anything.
going to listen
Yeah.
to this. I know that this isn't even a real
Are you
show.
kidding me? All right, we top the 9 club of listeners in skateboarding.
We have 10 people then?
We have at least 12.
Yeah, the name of their podcast, The 9 Club, that's just how many listeners they have per episode.
Oh, they've got a lot, but you, I don't think, surpassed 9. Like, well, with the 3 of us,
Yep.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm
it
not.
counts. So if we log off and then log back in, that's another listener, right? So
All right,
I hope so.
all right, my mom is definitely listening.
what is she wearing?
I'm guessing like a Patriots shirt.
Damn, that Brady.
I know. The fucking GOAT, dude. The GOAT.
Went to Florida. That's what Jersey does to die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You go to Florida to die.
Well, that's good because Brady's friends with Trump, so he can fuck off and die in Florida. That's perfect.
No.
So how do I work my way into the skate industry like you?
I think
How do
you're
I
already
do
there. You've got a board company for 9 years, which is 9 years longer than most last. So that's impressive. I'm really proud of you. I didn't know that you were around that long.
Thank you.
So we've got to plan something big for the 10-year anniversary.
I mean, I reached out to you in 2012, so that's 8 years ago.
Really?
So you probably wrote the first interview 7 years ago. So I mean, it's pretty much almost 10 years when you round up from 7 anyway. Time flies.
Yeah, my son is going to be 11 on September 11th. Never forget.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah.
it has been quite a blur these 11 years. I would say I know people are bummed out about the 170,000-ish deaths, but the real tragedy of this COVID is that my 9-year-old just turned 9 and my 11-year-old is turning 11, and it's the perfect comedy storm of shared birthdays, and I was planning on getting a tower cake for each of them in the shape of a 9 and 11.
Perfect.
And I was I have made friends with, by which I mean followed on Instagram, the guy that played Ted Stryker from Airplane. And I was going to try to hire him to come to my kid's birthday. And another my friend, my buddy Scotty Coates, who helped me start Skate Shop Day, is friends with the little kid that was back talking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the cockpit in Airplane.
Where the guy asks if he ever seen a grown man naked.
Yeah, you like movies about gladiators?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was going to try and get them to come to the 9/11 birthday party, and then have everybody dressed as like stewards and stewardesses, flight attendants. Do we say we say flight attendants now?
I think so. Yeah. Let's call them lackeys.
Yeah.
Attendants, drink bearers.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take this show on the road. is
Oh, are
what
we
I'm trying
starting?
to say. Yeah, we're starting.
Yeah.
But the first thing I want to say, since we start, and we're back.
Okay. Yeah, we're back.
The
Thank
first
you.
thing I want to
Good
say,
break.
now that we've started, is we are going to take this Fancy Lad show on the road,
Mhm.
as you suggested in the past. And
We need a big sponsor.
yeah, it's
Maybe Froyo. Who
It's-
knows?
yeah, and it's going to be a sort of we're not going to skate. It's just going to be a sort of freak show, sort of circus that we take on the road,
Yeah, I love it.
where we have different events.
Mhm.
Tom's going to have his own personal hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, but you have to feed me the hot dogs through a hole in a wall.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to swallow them or chew them.
I'm not going to tell you how to drive, but you should do your own traveling Olympics with your own events that they should have had in the Olympics.
Oh, you mean like board gripping?
Yeah, I always love the quote from the Gons where he's like, "It would be cool to see just like who's the fastest skateboarder."
Right.
Those are always fun. Like when like Matt Price and the Arizona crew had like the radar gun and they were like
Mhm.
clocking people. Like that's what we need in the Olympics. Like that kind of stuff I would tune into. I'd like to know who the fastest skateboarder is.
I mean, that seems more like the Dime Glory Challenge, right?
No, but like they're like making them do things at speeds. I just want to see them go straight.
Right.
Who's the fastest?
Who's the fastest?
Who can
No
get
joke.
the most speed?
We're not joking around here, folks.
Right.
We have an answer to who's the fastest.
No, I mean, if you're looking for comedy, you're not in the right place here at the Fancy Lad Podcast.
No.
And I mean, I'm sure our guest Chris Nieratko can vouch for that.
Yeah, because I haven't heard this guy laugh once.
I'm not a big laugher.
Neither am I.
Start at some point though.
If
Dude,
you,
I told you
okay,
we're going to start at 12:40. So
I
just
told
fucking
you
hold
we're
your
gonna
horses.
start once we say 3, 2, 1, and we're back on the Fancy Lad podcast.
Oh my goodness, that was such a good break. We have a very special guest.
Chris Nieratko, skateboarding legend Chris Nieratko.
Hi,
Hey,
Chris.
everybody.
The guy interviewed fucking. Oh wait, hold on. Let me talk. Okay, just for 1 second. All right. You know what? The guy interviewed Dio himself.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the guy who replaced Ozzy Osbourne in Black Sabbath.
I wasn't aware of that when I went into the interview.
Really?
See, legend.
Yeah, I think that's what triggered him. I asked him what it was like working with Ozzy.
So that wasn't a joke. That was actually just your ignorance.
That was just ignorance. Yeah.
Just didn't do the research.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
You couldn't have written a better joke, though. I mean, how would you know? That would piss him off so much.
I mean, we're talking to the guy who interviewed the greatest skateboarder of all time, Jub.
I feel bad about the Jub interview. I love
I love Jub.
Yeah,
okay?
Jub,
I
Jub
love
number one.
Jub.
You're going to be hard pressed to find someone listening to this that doesn't love Jub.
It's true.
Because there's three of us listening, and that's it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I love me some Jub. Melcher was another Chicago. They were both Chicago kids, right? Melcher was Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah,
Melcher's
yeah, that's right.
Chicago. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
I definitely know Jub was, but I don't know. Yeah, if you're saying Melcher is, I believe you.
Melcher always strikes me as someone who's like maybe Irish, but like if not, he's from like Cardiff or some shit, you know? Welsh
Yeah.
trying to pass off as non-Welsh.
Yeah, I could see
But I
that.
think it's just the scally cap.
He wears the hat.
Mm.
Yeah, that'll do
Yeah.
it. Let's get started, though. Seriously.
All right, so your show there, comedians in cars getting coffee. How did you come up with that?
And were you mad when Jerry Seinfeld stole the idea?
Yes and yes.
Okay, all right.
Okay, well,
It's funny because that show was on the internet, like on a random like car show website, and I had seen it. And the next day, I was like, I need to rip that off because it makes more sense for skaters. And then years later, it got onto Netflix, and there was this darling kid that reached out, and he's like, "Hey, man, I think Jerry Seinfeld ripped off your show." And I was like, "Wow, that's the nicest thing that anyone
so good.
has ever
Yeah.
said."
Hey, you know, it's much more enjoyable to watch skaters in cars than watch Jerry Seinfeld like half interview a comedian as he's just telling them facts about a car that they clearly do not give a shit about.
Yeah, I agree.
I picked this car because I thought maybe it was like you because of this, and they're like, "Yeah, man, I'm Kevin Hart. I don't give a shit about this car."
Yeah, fuck
It's
this
true.
Is that an acceptable Kevin Hart impression? By the way,
I don't know who Kevin Hart is.
okay, that's good.
It's true. And a follow-up question, I didn't know. It was kind of weird that I didn't get any sort of email or anything asking any of the Fancy Lad riders to be on the show for skaters and cars.
I don't email. I just show up in the car, and you guys were never home.
Fuck.
Damn, that's a good point.
Tom, I told you we should have been home at some point ever.
I don't feel safe in the house during the daytime. I told you that.
God damn it.
Time
How's
and again.
Fisk doing?
Fisk? Oh, he's doing great.
What's his latest conspiracy theory that he's fighting against?
Do you got one, Tom?
Dude, honestly, I've been on full block mode on that for like almost a decade at this point. So no, not really. I mean, I love Fisk, but
Is he still on the bike?
oh yeah, dude, hard. Although, I mean, the video when it comes out, you're gonna love Fisk.
Does he got some
hard.
shit?
Oh, he's got some shit.
Oh, he's got some shit.
He's got some shit.
Strictly bike or on the board?
No. I would
Say 50-50.
Yeah, say 50-50.
Favorite grind, 50-50.
That's an acceptable number.
Yeah, but it's all bangers. All bangers.
Always
regardless.
is with
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah,
Always
it's
is.
true.
Yeah, I can't think if he's got any new conspiracy. Really not, though. Probably same old, same old.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I've had conversations with him over the last few months where I've just zoned out because I'm like, dude, this isn't.
I mean,
the time.
honestly, Matt's kind of a secret conspiracist.
It's a good
He's all about.
It's
He
a
keeps talking about the QAnon. You heard of them?
I thought it was like some kind of sex thing.
QAnon.
Yeah. And I was
Right.
like, these people can't spell.
I still don't even know about it. Matt just keeps talking about them.
I think it's trending.
Yeah, definitely.
Conspiracy theories are hot right now.
Oh yeah, do you follow Gershon Mosley at
Oh,
all?
also Jeremy Rogers. He's big on the conspiracy.
Oh, really?
I feel like, yeah.
No, I try to not get involved. It's all bad news out there.
Yeah.
It's like there's just so many ridiculous theories. I used to try to like get involved and create disinformation, but now it's just like they're too good. You know, like I was talking about The Onion, and it's like The Onion is fact now.
Mhm.
It's like,
Yeah.
fuck. You know, it's like on one hand, it's like a comedy writer's dream. You're like, oh my God, like all the jokes have come to life,
Right.
but not good for business.
Business being actual life.
Just life, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lie that tells the truth, but it became a truth?
That's it. And I don't know who to believe.
Damn.
Brady.
So, yeah, I'm ready to start anytime you are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really into it, to be honest. Like, I thought, like, if we talked it through for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think should we do this a different time then?
Eventually we'd
Or
pick
not.
up on... I thought that we were going to hit on some common ground at some point.
No, if like it really, I hear you. Like I thought, like for sure, like these guys are gonna ask me some questions at some point.
I thought, I thought interviewing you, I was like, Big Brother is like the closest thing to Fancy Lad. Like
No, but
it's
in
what
the
I
chat,
hold
in
near.
the chat, you're
nearest
telling me
and
I'm
dearest.
supposed to interview you, and I didn't come prepared.
Mm.
So,
Well,
That's true.
you didn't write down any questions for us?
no, I didn't like. I didn't even know where to start. Really,
Okay, obviously you've never listened to a Fancy Lad podcast.
Yeah, you could have
I
started
didn't
with
know that you had a podcast. Let
Okay,
alone
the first question then could
episodes.
the first question could be, do you have a podcast?
Is this a real podcast? Wait, start from the top. All right, from the top of the show, go.
Okay.
Okay. All right, here we go.
And we're back
Oh, yes, we are back. And that
on
was
the Fancy Lad podcast.
that was such a good break. We are back.
Do you have any questions for us, special guest Chris Nieratko?
Also, by the way, this is a real podcast.
That was my one question.
Oh, damn it. Wait, sorry. I didn't mean to
By the
cut
way,
you off.
first time caller, first time listener.
Just like all of our
This
guests.
podcast is a mini segment in the Joe Rogan podcast. So if you listen to the whole Joe Rogan podcast, you'll hear this
It's
in
like
the
how
middle.
Zoom can send you into separate rooms.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
get kicked over to this.
Yeah.
It's the worst green room ever. This is purgatory. This is what purgatory feels like.
Yeah, you did
We're
some
about
fucked
to
up.
start the show for eternity.
Yeah. This is your comeuppance for all that shit that you wrote for Big Brother.
I
all right?
totally deserve it. So there is no podcast, is there?
No.
No.
You don't have. That's great. I love it.
This has all been one elaborate prank.
Got my ass.
Yep.
That's good. That's good. Well,
You think anyone would let us have a podcast?
no, that's why I went along with it. Because I knew this wasn't a real thing. I was like, listen, if you just want to catch up, like, call me. We can catch up. Like, that's like, I miss
Really?
you too, man. Like, I think you look great. I saw you that you moved out to the woods.
Thank you.
And then moved
Thank you,
home.
Cameron.
And like, I miss you, man. Like, every time I go to Boston, you're the first guy I reach out to. You're wicked pisser. That's what the kids still say. Do we still say
That's
that?
true. They still say that.
Yeah.
Especially with the hard R.
But every time you come here, I keep inviting you to our house, and it's like you're scared or something.
Yeah,
to
I
actually
mean,
come
this
over.
is as close as I'll ever get. I'm not going to ever fucking do that.
Yeah.
So LA is as close as you'll ever get.
Yeah.
Even when you're back in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. but
Okay, that's good
like,
to know.
If you just
That
want
makes-
to catch up for old time's sake, you didn't have to like.
You know what? That
That-
actually sounds nice. Maybe I will sometime.
And that would have been useful information to know before we put a fucking down payment on this goddamn studio. It's cost us $150,000.
This is my life savings right here.
down payment.
Well, you can make the soundtrack to Fancy Lads. What is it? What number of video is it? 9?
No, 6.
Yeah,
You don't even know. You just worked.
No,
it
I
out.
just told
we
you.
just told you. We had to count.
I had to count.
Give us a second, dude. Come on.
Fancy Lad 6.
And were there other ones that didn't have numbers? They had names.
Well, there's. I
Or
mean,
they still
everyone.
they still count as a number.
They still count as a number, but everyone. I
the-
only count the full lengths.
So
The fifth and the
6
fifth
and
video
9.
was called Fancy Lad 4.
Yeah, the 5th video is called FL4, so this is the 6th video.
Okay.
And
And-
that was actually a inspired bit by Dave Carney, who was inspired by Matthew Barney that Legs was working for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the famous artist, because he liked
Fake
how his
poo.
he mentioned how his Cremaster cycle was. He put all of the titles out of sequential order. So he came out with the second one, but it was actually the third one, or he came out with the fourth one, but it was the first one.
Oh, what is he doing? He's such a genius.
It's riveting.
Just like Rosie.
So this is my next question: why do you hate Dave Carney? Is it because you've been living in his shadow this entire time?
He does. He's lost a lot of weight. He doesn't block out the sun the way he used to. Yeah. You know what? It's tough to love him with his new hip haircut. I liked it better with the long mop.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Back when he was fighting, when he was on the scooter, drinking a fifth of whiskey, and fighting rollerbladers at the skate park.
I think that was like apple juice.
Yummy.
Oh,
That makes me really gassy. I don't know about you, but
You know, that's Dean Martin used to do that a lot with Frank Sinatra, and Frank Sinatra used to get so angry. Frank Sinatra would drink whiskey and get all wasted, and Dean Martin would just be, super composed. And it turns out that he was drinking apple juice the entire time just to look cool.
Speaking of the New Jersey hatred for Bon Jovi, just to bring it all back around, Tony, Fancy Lad's own Tony DeRosa, he mentioned to me before how much of a cringy line he always thought it was in Bon Jovi's song when he quotes, "Like Frankie said, I did it my way." Just that he referred to him as Frankie
Yeah.
instead of Frank Sinatra. So I just want that to be a little fuel for your hatred.
Was
for
Tony the
Bon
skinhead
Jovi.
that you brought to the house?
No, that's Cam.
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 Tony had the long black hair. He's
Okay,
the
yeah.
He's the
He's
quiet,
quiet.
one.
Yeah. He's quiet and reserved.
It's tough when you're the new person with the ensemble cast to remember
Mm.
all of the team. You're like an
Well,
orchestra.
you know what, Nieratko, welcome to the crew.
I'm happy to be a part of the team.
I think you're gonna love the new video, honestly. Oh God, I can't wait to send it to you.
So you'll edit this down to like a strong 30 seconds?
Probably a tight 5.
Yeah, seconds. Yeah, for
Tight
sure.
5 seconds.
It's probably just going to be me and Big saying we're back, and then honestly, I'm probably just going to cut out any of the shit you said.
And then cue the canned laughter.
Listen,
yeah.
no one
For
knows.
50 minutes, yeah.
Listen, okay, you might be our hero, but no one gives a shit or even knows who you are.
I don't
okay?
believe
That's
that
what I'm-
anybody does.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So none of this matters.
And there's
All
not
right?
even a real podcast.
I mean, that's the main thing you should be taking away.
Yeah,
from this.
exactly.
This is all fake.
Yeah.
And
I
for all
like
you
that.
listeners out
But
there,
they say fake it until you make it.
Yeah. You're going to have like 5,000 fake episodes.
yeah. I've been doing that with orgasms for years. You know.
My kid is sitting right here.
Oh, you want to get him closer so I can explain this to him?
I'm so lonely. He's lonely. I was using his voice.
So okay, so all right. Well, you know what? I think we should wrap this up. Honestly,
Never started.
You don't even want to start it?
well, we should start it right now and then wrap it up really quickly.
Okay. One take the whole show. All right. You ready?
All right, ready?
Okay, here we go.
And we are back.
Oh, we are back, and that was such a good break. I love Clown Shoes brand beer.
Clown Shoes brand beer is my favorite beer in the world. And let me welcome our special guest, Chris Nieratko.
Oh my God, thank you, Chris, for being here.
All right.
He just fucking waved. He didn't even.
He didn't
I thought we were
fucking
gonna
All
do
right,
it
one more time from the top. I can
Okay,
do it.
one more.
I'll get it right. I'll get it right
All
this
right,
time.
he's got it.
All
One more
I have
time.
faith. Okay.
And
I didn't know I had a
wait,
line.
no, you can't talk while I say that. That's the one
Okay,
rule.
okay.
Go.
Okay.
All right, ready?
And we are back.
Oh yes, we are back on the Fancy Lab podcast.
Oh, yes, and let me crack into this Clown Shoes brand beer real quick.
Oh,
Okay, that was a really good Clown Shoes brand beer.
Oh, that was a little crispy ale. Oh, we have a special guest.
Special guest, fucking skate legend Chris Nieratko. Chris, say something to let the people know that you're here.
First time listener, first time caller.
All right, and thanks for being on the episode. And I just want to wrap this up really quickly.
Mhm.
And it was great talking to you.
And I'm sure you have a million questions for us, but honestly, we don't have time to get to them. So, we'll have to save them for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, thank you for being here. Okay, bye, Chris.
All right, it was an honor and a privilege.
Thank you so much, bro.
And you know what? Until next time.
I guess we'll see the listeners later because we have cameras set up in all their homes. I shouldn't have told them that.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. All right. I'll cut that out.
All right.
All right, later.
Bye.
Yeah.